What's up guys, today I'll be showing off how the range stat in Destiny 2 works and comparing different ranges on different types of weapons. So first we're going to start with hand cannons with the Dire Promise, which has a range stat of 41, then the Steady Hand, which has a range stat of 70, and I'm using the database / Destiny Item Manager to find out the stat numbers. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and find the damage drop off on the Dire Promise. As you see, I'm looking for 59 and 60, that's where the damage drop off begins, which is right in this range right here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out the Darcy and scope in, and he is 27 meters away. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the Steady Hand, and now I'm looking for 70 and 71. Hit 71 right there, back up a little bit, then finally hit 70. So right in here is the range drop off, and it's 30 meters. So throwing up all the numbers on screen now, basically a 29 range increase on hand cannons equaled 3 more meters in game. The range stat was 70.7% higher, but that only translated to 11.11% increase in actual range in game. Next we're going to look at auto rifles, first with the Ehroar's Gift, which has a very huge range, and as you see, that's the max range I can get on it, and the Valkyrie with the lowest range I can get on it is a 35, while the Ehroar's Gift is a 75 range stat in the database. So now we're going to actually look and see what that means in game. So with the Valkyrie first, I'm looking for the 1413 number, and right in here I start hitting 13s. So that's the damage drop off, and it's 26 meters. And then with the Ehroar's Gift, now looking for 22/21. Right in here is the damage drop off once again. And pull out the Darcy, and it's now 35 meters away. So on auto rifles, once again, the range increase was a 40% stat, but that translated to 9 meters in game. So with the 114% higher range stat, it translated to a 35% increase in range in game, which is actually kind of noticeable. Now with submachine guns, with the Risk Runner with the Masterwork, it's basically the highest range SMG by far in the game, compared to this blue one I found with almost none. The blue one has a 25 range stat, and the Risk Runner with the Masterwork has an 82 range stat, which is over 3 times higher. So once again, we're going to go ahead and find the range drop off, first with the blue, looking for 13 and 12, hitting 12, finally hit 13, so right in there is the range drop off. Once again, pull out the Darcy, and he's 12 meters away. Now do the same thing with Risk Runner, same numbers, because it's the same impact RPM model. Hit 12s and 13s right in here. Go ahead and scope in, and it's 17 meters away. So with SMGs, there was a 57 increase on the range stat, which translated to 5 meters in game. So with a 228% range increase, that was only 41.6% in game, which is kind of a big difference. So now with shotguns, I'm going to use this legendary one, which has a 30 range stat, which is the lowest one I could find in the game. Then the highest I could find is hand in hand, which is a 68 range stat in the database. And as you see when I compare them, there is actually a huge difference in the range. So once again, find the damage drop off. It's kind of harder on shotguns because of all the pellets, but as you saw, that hit 20 and 19, so I'm going to kind of look for when I start hitting 20s again, which is right in there. I got 120 on that pellet, so that's roughly 8 meters away where the damage drop off begins. Now with the hand in hand, which has the larger range, now I'm looking for 22s and 21s. Right here, I hit no 22s, scoot a little bit forward, and I get 122 right there, and that was 9 meters away. So once again, throwing the numbers up on the screen, there was a 38 range stat increase, which translated to 1 meter in game. So 126 higher range stat only translated to 12.5% more range in game, which is a very, very low ratio, and it almost didn't matter on shotguns at all. So if we look at how the range stat actually affects range in game, on hand cannons, +1 range stat equals 0.1 meter. So if you double the range of a hand cannon, it actually only increases by 15.7% in game. The same thing with auto rifles, +1 range stat equals 0.225 meters. So if you double the range of an auto rifle in the game, it will actually be a 30% increase in range in game. Then with SMGs, +1 range stat equals 0.087 meters. So if you double the range stat of a SMG, it actually only goes up by 18.3% in game. Then finally with shotguns, +1 range equals 0.026 meters. So if you double the range stat of a shotgun, it actually only goes up by 9.9% in game. Now one thing to keep in mind is I was using the Darcy, and that only goes by single digit meters, not like decimal points. So the rounding and math will be off slightly, but all these numbers are in the general ballpark, and it kind of gives you an idea of how the range stat actually affects in-game range. On most weapons, it does not matter that much, and that's why I usually don't include it in my videos. Because in most scenarios, unless you're like 3xing the range stat, you're not actually going to notice that big of a difference. Especially between guns with ranges that are barely different, it's going to be a matter of few feet in game. Anyways, thanks for watching, catch you guys next time.